We are really good at finding other people's faults. But is that what we're called to do? Coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. Well, a lot of Christians specialize in finding other people's faults. We want to correct everybody except ourselves. Is our job really finding fault with others and pointing it out? Or is it mostly finding those things in us that need correction and begin to correct? Well, you guessed the answer. Ding, ding, ding. You know, folks, we really kind of overlook a lot of things with our own selves. We, again, have problems with people that sin differently than we do, but we want to let them know that they are. And we want to find their faults and we want to correct them. And we're so good at it that we forget that we have some of those faults too. You know, when the Bible talks about how we should interact with each other, it doesn't necessarily tell us to find other people's faults and correct them. It says encourage one another, and even more so as that day approaches. Why? Because that's what we need. Not discouragement, but encouragement. People that will come alongside us and encourage us in our walk with the Lord, encourage us to stay on the straight and narrow, so to speak, but encourage us to live wholeheartedly, healthy, and for the Lord. Now, that's really important. But the problem is that sometimes we keep pointing out the faults, so we discourage each other instead of encouraging each other, and that's where the problem begins. You know, folks, we would go a long ways spiritually with each other if we would begin to encourage. If we would realize that it is our role to encourage one another, to strengthen one another, to walk that path together in a new light, in an encouraging light, in a way, folks, that makes sense to us and that really feeds our hearts. And I hope today that you'll be an encourager and not a discourager, that you will not just begin to point people's faults out all the time, but you'll begin to encourage them instead and look a little more at yourself. You know, it's that whole thing about the beam in somebody else's eye or your eye. We try to pick out that little, that little thing in our eyes that, well, you know what I mean. That little thing that is in the other person's eye when we have this huge stick, this huge beam in our own eye. We need to look inward sometimes and find out what we're doing wrong too. I hope that encourages you. Go out and encourage those around you. God bless you. Have a great day.